Okay. I got some stuff. Let's talk about it. So, 2 weeks ago, I want to say, my friend Kyle, he shot me a text message, showed an interest in going out looking for some video games. He wants to build up his collection as well. And so I was like, yeah, sure, let's pick a day. So we picked a day and we went. Went to a thrift store. I've been there. I find stuff there more often than you'd think. I've had this... I just don't like thrift stores that much because I usually don't find anything good. But since I started going there with my girlfriend, I usually find stuff there fairly regularly. And that's where Kyle wanted to go, so we went. I picked up Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. Xbox title. 69 cents. Cool. And then behind the counter, they had Samba de Amigo for $1.99. Now, naturally, I'd rather have the Dreamcast version of the game with the maracas. But, fuck it. For $2, I will take a complete, nice condition copy of Samba de Amigo. And besides, it says Sega right there. So, how can you not pick up a Sega game? Had a little bit of time. Oh, wait. Telling shit out of order. And then after I dropped Kyle off, I went and swung by... Actually, I got a hell of a story. So, I've mentioned this guy before. He used to sell video games out of a flea market in the town I live in. Then he moved over to a city or two down and had a used game shop for a couple years. And then he moved on from there, and now he's making a comeback. I ran into him earlier this year. You can go back and watch an episode of VAG. I don't know which one it is off the top of my head, but I went in this old lady's garage and was looking at video games. She was like, video games? Who would want to buy a video game? So while I'm looking through the box, first dibs, here comes this jabroni, and I can see the disappointment on his face that someone else beat him to the punch. So, anyway, he's got this new store. He gave me a flyer then. Me and Kyle were out looking. I figured, okay, we're kind of in the area. Let's swing by this place. They wouldn't be open for another half an hour according to their signage. So, in the same shopping center, there was this used toy store. And I'm like, shit, that's pretty cool. Let's go in here. We'll shoot the shit, see what's going on, and then... check out this guy, because I want to see what he's got. He's out here garage selling in my waters. I want to see what fucking deals he's stealing from me. And so we do that. So we're in there, we're looking at toys and shit. And we get to talking about God Emperor Donald Trump. And so we're shooting the shit. And then this guy goes off the fucking rails. And he's acting like he's a little ooted up on... the cocaine. Like he's been, enjoying a little bit of the booger sugar. So, we're talking, and it's like 20 minutes. It gets, I mentioned the hobos that I see every day on my way to work. There's every corner across the street, there's just zombies lurching, begging for change. And it's this fucking heroin epidemic. Right? And so then the proprietor of the toy store gets going on that, and he's like, look, if you want to kill yourself, this is quicker. And he draws his fucking weapon. Now, I appreciate the muzzle awareness, and hey pal, I saw your trigger discipline. Good on ya. But when two dudes are in your store buying Mario toys, don't draw your fucking weapon, pal. I was thinking, this guy's a little crazy. I might do a video about his store. Until, he's acting erratic and coked up and drew his fucking firearm on me and my friend. So, no. No video for you, dude. So anyway, after that, I Jesus, I need to get some camera technology to just keep shit going the whole time I'm out. Son of a bitch. Here goes the battery. So I got that battery switched. Sorry for the interruption. So after I had a firearm drawn on me and my friend, not responsible gun ownership, bro. I'm a pretty big advocate of gun ownership. I think all responsible citizens should own a firearm and be trained to use it. But I would say one of the first things you should know about owning shop is not drawing your weapon in front of your customers. It wasn't drawn on us, but he did draw his weapon, which I don't know. I should start recording more of my. I'm just gonna have to wear the GoPro helmet just all fucking day long. Wear the GoPro helmet and capture this shit. So I dropped Kyle off. He had to like do shit with his kid or something. I don't know. We had to be home, and I went back. On the way back from dropping Kyle off, I went to St. Francis, and I picked up Out of Love 2. This is I believe, gosh, I want to say Ugandan for some reason, but I really couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Somewhere in Africa, there was a booming video CD movie market. So I've got a couple of these. I found them earlier in the year. And that's pretty neat. And then, since we're telling this all in order, found a Facebook post. My woman did, I should say. My woman found a Facebook post. She finds cool shit on Facebook all the time. That's how I became the owner of an Intellivision 2. That's pretty cool. So she found a screen capped this shit and sent it to me. We went to Joe's Retro Shack, and I'm going to make a video about his place. He negotiated with me on this product. There's a test I go through before I ask a shop if they'll do a video. I usually go in and buy something cheap, and I see if they'll haggle with me. You haggle with me before I proposition them on making a video. I like to see if they'll haggle with me. If just man off the street, just, hey, I'm some bozo in your store. Can you knock $1 off of this? And that's just something I like. And those people I will promote. Many listeners of the podcast know there's a place that I stopped going there and spending money there the first time they did not haggle with me. Am I just a cheap piece of shit? Is it me? So, all the places you've seen covered on Mondo Cool TV are just on the YouTubes, I guess, because I haven't been releasing the episodes of Mondo Cool TV because I'm a lazy piece of shit, and I've just been releasing the Mondo Cool TV episodes, segments as I make them. Have all been cool places. And this guy was cool, and he's like, oh, I'm just trying to get the word out. So after I made the transaction, after he knocked the price down $5, I was like, hey, man, I'll make a video about you and not the asshole that pulled his 9mm out on me. He's a fucking lunatic. Again, he didn't pull it out on me, but he did draw his weapon, and I don't know. And he seemed like he's coked up. The manic nature of this gentleman seemed like he'd been dipping into the old booger sugar. So anyway, got this bad son of a bitch. This is a Super Nintendo Super Scope. So we got the box. It does not have the foam. You may hear it rattling around. It does work. I have tested it. I'm not going to pull it out, but it does. It has the sensor that goes on top of the. I'm going to pull this thing out of here. All right. Because I want to talk about what it doesn't have. It's got the sensor. It's got the game. Super Scope 6 game. You know, here we go. Game, sensor, the Super Scope. It's got the documentation. It does not have the foam. So, Super Scope. It's missing the scope. He had $35 on it. And I was like, yeah, does it work? It's, oh, I've never tested it. I'll put a note on your receipt, saying if it doesn't work, we'll return. I was like, oh, that's nice. I mean, you should just probably think about a return policy, but I don't know. I understand there's issues with retro game crap. So having a return policy might be a good idea. It's got the battery cover, but it's got everything but the actual scope, which, I don't know. This thing's pretty crooked. I don't know. But I was able to just screw around with the damn thing without it, and this just feels awkward anyway. Like, I'm not really digging that. This just, maybe I would if there was a little plastic scope on there. I don't know. But knocked it down to $30, and I just had to have it. I don't know why. Maybe someday through my garage sailing, I'll come across the scope, or I'll get one that has the scope and not the box and all the shit, and sell the parts that I don't need, whatever. I'm sure before I die, I will probably have the full-on scope, but this just doesn't, it's little, like, so I'm probably not ever going to use that anyway. I was just like, pop, pop, pop. I'm kind of down low, kind of just pop, 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 pop. This is a weird design. Who came up with the light bazooka? I don't know. Fucking Nintendo comes up with some weird shit. Alright. So I got that. When I move and I build this, the new Terror Dome, when I expand my operations, I've got a pretty cool idea for my light guns. I don't want to talk about it, I want to show it. And then this weekend, my girlfriend and I, we were out screwing around, and I was just like, let's stop at this Goodwill. Let's just fucking go to this Goodwill. So then we did. And, I got this Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb collection, brand new, sealed, never out of the wrapper. I'm going to take it out of the wrapper someday. But $3. And I have the Pinball Hall of Fame. Let me see if I can read this over here. The Williams collection. I have the Pinball Hall of Fame Williams collection. And I believe this is the Sears. It's just these two games. The Pinball Hall of Fame Gottlieb and Williams collections. And there's a few different tables. This has got 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s tables, some unlockable art, fun facts, and bonus table that you can unlock. Bonus arcade novelty games for even more old school fun. 1 to 4 players. Now I've got a reason to find a multi-tap for the old PS2. It's got that. And then, interestingly enough, that Williams pinball collection is still in its shrink wrap, and I'm going to open it too. It's not like these are, pricey gems or anything. And then this is something I picked up on eBay for like $12. I don't know, maybe it's all the Bithead I've been watching, but we got Wonder Momo for the PC Engine. It's one of those magical girl games. It's a chip game. Or a hue card game. It's a kooky little game. I don't know. I'll make a YouTube video about it someday in the future. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when we were at the Goodwill, they actually had quite a few games. They had Splinter Cell for the PS2 in really excellent condition. If I didn't have it for the Xbox, I might have picked that up. And then they had Max Payne also in really good condition. Complete, manual case, all that. And it had a printout, some FAQs and cheat codes, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. And my girlfriend was surprised that I passed that up because she knows I like that shit. The only problem is I've downloaded and played Max Payne, and I hated it. Like, I just was not good on the Xbox. didn't like the control scheme, couldn't change it to something that I liked. It kind of came out in that weird time when 3D games just weren't that good on a console, like, you know, shoulder button camera controls. Just came out in a weird time. Just didn't care for Max Payne. It was probably one of those things that if I played it back in the day, I may have loved it, but I don't know, it just didn't blow my skirt up. And it was cool, and I did take a picture, so maybe I'll throw that into the video if I can be bothered. I was thinking about just like putting this on my Instagrams, because I do like it when you get used games and there's cheat codes. My copy of Ghost House for the Sega Master System, someone wrote in the manual, there's a page for writing high scores, and some little kid wrote a couple high scores, like 1 or 2. I think it's pretty clear that this was not his favorite game, but pretty cool shit, I think. So, that's it. That's, I think, 2 weeks worth of acquisitions. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Mondo Cool Hotline. The number will appear somewhere. Go ahead and call in. Leave a comment. I think I have a comment from Demez. I don't know if that's for the podcast or the YouTubes. I don't know. If you hear a voicemail at the end of this video, you'll know that it was for the YouTubes. And you could be on the next episode of VAG or some shit I do on YouTube. All you got to do is call the Mondo Cool hotline number, which is appearing somewhere on screen. Thanks for watching.
Yo, Jared, Demez here, saying, hey, what's up? Saw your video there, and it said, add to my phone the number in the list, which I have done. So you will hear more from me moving forward. Later, motherfuckers!
Yo, it's Demez again, with a message for JerryTerrifying and all the Mondo Cool, something or others, the Mondo Cool Nation. I won a super awesome award that I wanted y'all to check out. I posted a video on it on my channel. Go to my newest video there, where it says Demez wins an award. It's only about 30 seconds long.